Justin P. Law writes, where would you rank Tom Cruise of all time? Guy just seems like a machine, always giving a good performance, even if the movie isn't the greatest. Anyway, thanks for taking the question and keep up the great work.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is a guy, look, he lost a lot of his rep, and I'm not going to say cred, he lost a lot of his rep during the whole kind of crazy period he went through with the
couch jumping,
couch jumping, all that kind of stuff, and other stuff that came up as well. But through all that, you always had to remember this guy, whatever wackiness goes on around him at the time, the dude is a elite actor. He's great. He's got 3 Acting Academy Award nominations to his credit. He could have had 4 or 5. And you're right. Whenever he's in something, even if it's something that's bad, and he hasn't appeared in a lot of bad films, but even then, he delivers and he brings something solid to it. Even put him in something like Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, All You Need Is Kill, whatever it's called. When you put him in a movie like that, where it's kind of different from what we're used to seeing him in lately, he rises up to it and he carries it. That being said, I don't know that as much as I really respect him as an actor and I really enjoy watching him in films, I don't know that you put him in the top 20 as far as like all-time greats. You put together a list of the 50 all-time great actors, Cruise probably pops up on my list. And that's a huge compliment. It's not meant as a slam, it's meant as a compliment. But I don't see him in that conversation of the greatest of all time. If you're going to limit it to 10 or 20 or maybe even 25. I don't know. Schnepp, how do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many actors and actresses. Like these kind of list things always perturb me somewhat because, you have 100 people. You're like, I just looking at these posters. I'm like Sean Penn, Al Pacino, right. Javier Bardem,
Annette Bening,
Christopher Plummer, Annette Bening. I mean, that's what I mean. Idris Elba. I mean, all these people are super talented. Yeah, Tom Cruise falls into the category of like he's been in tons of blockbuster films. And his name has been synonymous with like, put him in a movie and it's going to get 500 million. He became one of those name marquees, which was synonymous with blockbuster. It was like, put him in any film, he's going to open big. He was one of those guys you could cast and it's going to open around the world. We were talking about that yesterday. Like a global name. That doesn't always indicate a good film or even a great film. It just indicates, hey, put these parts together, you make a good cake, everyone's going to eat it. Whether they get botulism.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Schnepp.
I think he's been really great in the last few years. He's picked really good roles. I mean, the Paul Anderson film that he did, Magnolia. I mean, he's picked different roles.
Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, to push himself as an actor. And that's the thing that I respect about him. He could have just laid back and done a billion cocktail movies and Top Gun movies. And he would have still been like somebody you'd go back to, like, hey, get that action dude. He's on DVD now, but you can get him. You know what I mean? Like, his career would have fallen that way, I think. But he pushed himself and got really good roles. And that's why we look at him, even though he had the crazy period. I still think about him and Oprah with Electricity, even though that never happened. Like I see that Electricity. Because it makes me laugh.
Emperor's.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every time.
If you haven't seen that, by the way, look that up on YouTube, like with Tom Cruise with the Emperor lightning, the Force lightning. It looks really funny.
It's incredible. But I mean, that's a meme. That's not Tom Cruise. So he's a great actor. I would definitely put him in the top 100.
I think, I think there's an argument to be made for him being the greatest movie star of all time. I think that he's in the top 5 for that, regardless of who else you put in there. As far as, I think he's a great actor. I don't think he's the greatest actor I've ever seen. His one tragic flaw, if you want to call it that, would be he has trouble disappearing into a role. He can't Daniel Day-Lewis into something else. And that's because he's so famous and he's so recognizable. But the fact that he's had one crazy period, if you want to say him jumping on a couch and dating the girl from Dawson's Creek and getting married to her. And that's and he's got some religious stuff and he eats healthy and he's a little weird and he's a little standoffish and he smiles too much.
I was fine until you got to the eat healthy thing. Now I'm like, screw this guy.
But he's been that famous for so long, and that's the biggest thing that we can throw at him. Plus, this guy is willing to do anything he can for a movie. You're not going to see there's a lot of great actors. You're not going to see any of these other guys standing on top of the tallest building in the world for Mission Impossible 4 because they don't want to cheat the audience with CGI.
Hanging from like some little thin tether. That's incredible. That Dubai sequence. I mean, that made me respect him just as a human being to be able to have the cojones to pull that off. It's insane. I was in a safe movie theater getting all like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like just watching it. So
here's something too. There are very few actors out there that I can honestly say, Because look, you remember me, what really makes the quality of a film is not necessarily the actors. The actors add a lot to it and stuff like that. It's the story and, what is the movie about and the direction it goes, the script, all that kind of stuff. But Tom Cruise is one of those actors to me that when his name comes up and he's in a movie, you instantly have my attention. Why? Not just because he's such a solid actor, but because he also has, earned a reputation that he picks good movies to be in. He seems to have a really good eye for knowing this is going to work or this isn't going to work. And he's proved that over and over and over again. And so, yeah, he's one of those few guys that I was like, if he's in it, I'm in.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.